It all starts with Clark waking up in his apartment beside Lois Lane. In this universe, he is married to Lois Lane. Lois wakes up too and asks if Clark has made up his mind about Smallville. She is pregnant, and they are thinking about moving from Metropolis. Clark, in response, gives her a big smile. Clark gets up from the bed, looking both excited and caring. He murmurs to himself that everything needs to be checked thoroughly and decides to contact Star Labs, trusting the people there to keep things discreet. He feels there shouldn't be any danger in the first trimester, but refuses to leave anything to chance. In his mind, he also starts thinking about the need for a bigger place. Lois keeps calling Clark, but he is lost in his own thoughts about having a baby, about being a good father, and about taking care of Lois. In his mind, he thinks about the possibility of moving away from Metropolis to Smallville, believing it would be a safer and more private place to raise a child with powers, even though he still prefers Metropolis High. But Lois has had enough of him going on and on. She picks up a book and throws it at Clark. It hits him in the head, and he comes to his senses. He looks at Lois like, "Hey, did you just throw that book at me?" And Lois thinks he is so invulnerable, she should keep throwing hard things at him sometimes, or maybe enough times. Lois then comes close to Clark, puts her hands around his neck and tells him to be calm, not to put too much pressure on his brain, and to just enjoy this pregnancy moment. As they are deep in their happy moment, Lois's phone rings. It's from the Daily Planet where she works. They got a tip about Councilman Ives taking a payoff at the docks tonight. Clark suddenly wants to go with Lois, as you know, to take care of her. But Lois interrupts him with a cheeky one, saying maybe Clark is too overprotective after hearing the news about the baby, like he only cares about the baby. Lois changes her clothes and gets ready, telling Clark she is not going to stay on the bed or couch for 9 months, getting fat while he works and fights death rays. She tells Clark he should not worry too much about her, because Jimmy Olsen will be with her every time, so there is not much to worry about. But Clark somehow doesn't look comfortable this time. They both share a smooch, and Lois takes off, saying, "Go, save the world," to Clark. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to where Batman is beating up bad guys somewhere in Metropolis. Superman busts in and is a little surprised by Batman's presence here. Batman tells him he is going to Star Labs because something sensitive was taken away. Without wasting time, Superman thinks Batman could have called. He then flies off, telling Batman to meet him at the rooftop after he finishes beating up the goons. Later, on a rooftop, Superman tells Batman he has some news for him. Before Superman reveals it, Batman just cracks in and says he knows Lois is pregnant. Superman is surprised, wondering how the hell Batman knows about this. Batman explains that Superman is looking stressed, sweating, his pupils are dilated, his left hand is shaking, and usually it's not like that. Also, Superman is grinning like an idiot, so it all makes sense to Batman. That's why he guessed it. Meanwhile, at the docks, Lois and Jimmy Olsen are waiting for the corrupt councilman to show up. It's too dark out there, and Jimmy thinks maybe the councilman won't show up tonight, but Lois thinks they should wait for 10 more minutes. As they talk, Lois hears someone coming, so she stops Jimmy and tells him to get his camera ready to shoot. It's not the councilman. It's someone strangely dressed in a long coat and long hat. Jimmy takes out his camera to take a photo but sees a gun barrel straight at his camera's view. Back to the rooftop, Superman shares that he and Lois want Batman to be the godfather. Batman gives a surprising look, to which Superman smiles and adds, "Hey, look at that! The world's greatest detective is surprised." With that, Superman shares that he heard the heartbeat and is so happy while sharing this with Batman. They both look down at the city, and Batman finally gives a smile, as he is happy for Clark and Lois too. Back at the docks, gunshots fire and hit Jimmy. He falls down, and Lois screams, "Jimmy!" The strange person is revealed. He is none other than the Joker. Yeah, he is here to mess up another good thing, as he just laughs and cracks, "Hey, I got some Jimmy on my shoe." With that laugh, he throws off his hat. He is not alone. Behind him is Harley Quinn, and they both start laughing while greeting Lois. In the morning, Superman gets the news. He rushes off to the docks, very scared, and sees Jimmy's dead body there. Beside his body is a Joker card left there so Joker can get some notice. Meanwhile at Star Labs, Batman is investigating the theft of a supply of kryptonite the scientists were working on. Batman asks the scientist if anything other than that was stolen too, but the scientist tells him it's just that in a small amount, so that's why he didn't contact Superman. Batman murmurs that kryptonite is now in the hands of some monsters out there, so he wants a list of every person who had knowledge about kryptonite's existence. Just as he is briefing the scientist that no one leaves the place until he completes his investigation, his words get interrupted as Superman bursts into Star Labs. Superman doesn't care who Batman is with. Instead, he starts telling him that he can't see Lois anywhere, while Batman tries to calm him down. Superman then shows the Joker card to Batman and tells him that the Joker might have taken Lois. He puts a hand on Batman's shoulder and urges him to please help him in finding Lois. Batman quickly alerts all the Justice League members to leave all the work they are doing and just focus on this missing person case. Green Arrow reacts to that, like Batman just wants the whole Justice League on one missing person case, and Batman just nods. Yeah, absolutely. Batman also tells the Justice League they believe it was the Joker's doing, upon which Cyborg asks who this woman is. Batman says she is one of us and her name is Lois Lane. Wonder Woman, who is flying, is surprised to hear that as Batman orders her to go to the Metropolis docks and see if she finds anything related to the Joker or Lois Lane, because they were both last seen there. Wonder Woman agrees and quickly goes. Batman then asks Flash, who is currently resting on his couch. As soon as he hears his name from Batman, he quickly rushes to Metropolis and asks Batman what he needs. Batman tells him that while Superman is scanning the city from above, Flash should start from underground, basements, sewers, anything that could lead to Lois Lane. Without a second, Flash just gets on to business. Meanwhile, Batman calls all the members to be here in Metropolis and also report anything if anyone finds something. Just as he is briefing over the call, Flash comes back with news and, without delay, grabs Batman and rushes towards somewhere he thinks Batman would like to see. Batman just reminds him to go so fast that nobody can see them. They reach Star Labs, where Batman sees the dead body of Scarecrow, murdered by Joker from Toxin. Just then, Batman receives a message from Wonder Woman, telling him that she got lucky at the docks because she found someone who saw the Joker there. That person then reveals to Batman that the Joker is not in Metropolis because he and his clown lady friend hijacked a submarine last night. As soon as Superman hears this, he flies off towards the docks and then scans deep under the sea. He finds that submarine. Superman goes into deep waters and just grabs the whole damn submarine on his shoulders, takes it to the shore, then derails the submarine's entrance with his bare hands and goes inside only to see Joker and Harley Quinn doing some type of operation on Lois Lane while she is lying unconscious on a stretcher. Superman bursts in and, in rage, he screams, "Lois, what did they do to?" Just when Superman is about to take both of them down, Joker hits Superman with fear toxin, which really slows him down a little. When Superman looks up, he sees Doomsday there screaming out his name. Superman, in no sense, just grabs Doomsday and flies off at top speed straight into the atmosphere, leaving behind Joker and Harley Quinn to escape. Joker and Harley Quinn watch Superman go to the atmosphere. Joker tells her that it's time to go, and Harley Quinn is all like, they're just going to leave. After all, it's the first submarine she ever owned. Joker then gets out of the submarine, telling Harley they will get another submarine, but Harley insists she has named this one and no one abandons something after it has a name. Joker then turns around at her with a furious face, grabs her hand and yells that the Justice League can be here any minute now, and if they know about our plan, then they will be hitting us over and over again, so it's time to say goodbye to this submarine. Harley Quinn then quips, "Goodbye, Gunter," as Joker holds her hand. They both try to leave the place, but they both get stopped by Green Lantern's giant hand, who screams, "Gunter is a terrible name for a submarine." The Justice League is already at the scene. Batman arrives with Flash's help, and Joker notices this. He laughs to himself, mocking Batman. Wait a minute. Did Flash carry you here? Ha. Putting fear in the hearts of criminals, while his bright red friend carries him through the night. Batman, without any response, goes directly into the submarine. He realizes it's the smell of Scarecrow's fear toxin, so he tells Flash to wait outside as he gets in. Batman, after a few minutes, comes back outside asking Joker about Lois Lane. Wonder Woman suggests that they should use her lasso of truth, but Batman warns her that they are not sure what would spew out of Joker's mind, but it wouldn't be truth. Joker quips that Batman can see the truth, or like he just doesn't want to look at it too hard. Batman then angrily asks Joker what he has done to Lois, upon which he replies that her heart now acts as a trigger. Batman then tells Flash to check the missile quickly on the submarine, but Joker interrupts them. Don't bother to check because the nuclear warhead is on Metropolis City, and when Lois Lane's heart stops, it will also stop every heart in Metropolis. Batman tries to connect dots why Lois Lane's heart would stop, and after a second, Batman realizes that Scarecrow's fear toxin is added with kryptonite, which could enter Superman's bloodstream through his lungs. With this realization, he tries to make communication with Superman, who is in no mood to stop down as he is seeing Doomsday, which is clearly not Doomsday, it's just hallucination. Batman keeps trying again and again to make communication with Superman, warning him that it's not Doomsday, it's Lois Lane. Just after Superman goes into space, it finally comes to his realization that it's actually Lois Lane, and he has just lost her and also his unborn child. Meanwhile, Joker interrupts Batman, asking if he knows about the pregnancy of Lois Lane. Batman just turns around and gives a devastating slap to Joker. Superman realizes, but it's too late for him and for all the lives that are at stake in Metropolis. Joker is clearly happy as Lois Lane's heart stops, the detonator is on, and boom! The nuclear warhead is activated and a brutal explosion shocks Metropolis upside down. Superman takes Lois's body back down as Batman takes Joker into Gotham prison and demands answers. Why he did all this to Superman, as Superman is holding Lois's body, head down, kneeling. The Joker responds to Batman's question without hesitation. He says that Batman shouldn't even need a reason. He claims it's the same reason he brutally kills a puppy using a kitten, describing how the sounds of howling and meowing fade away, leaving only fur, blood, and brains scattered around. In that twisted aftermath, he explains, there's a warm, glowing feeling inside him that nothing else can match. Meanwhile, Flash and Green Lantern make themselves useful, evacuating those citizens of Metropolis who were affected by the nuclear blast. Wonder Woman then goes to Superman. She's the only one after Superman who can get into that blast zone, because with that much radiation, she and Superman can take it. Wonder Woman tries to comfort Superman as she puts her hand on Superman's shoulder. Superman then lifts his head, his eyes wet. He is in so much pain as he stutters to Wonder Woman that he is the reason everyone in Lois Lane got killed. But Wonder Woman interrupts him, tries to calm him down, telling him that it's not his doing, it's all the doings of that maniac Joker. Superman pauses for a bit, gives a forehead kiss to Lois Lane's body, and then gives the body to Wonder Woman, telling her to hold her and keep them safe. He tells Diana that he will be back soon. With that, Superman flies away, leaving the question behind in Wonder Woman's mind. Where is he going? As Superman is on the way, Green Lantern gets in his path, trying to talk with him. But Superman is angry and in no mood to stop right now as he asks Green Lantern where they took the Joker. Green Lantern responds that Batman has taken Joker to Gotham prison and he doesn't think Superman should go there. But before Green Lantern can complete his sentence, Superman flies off. Green Lantern quickly creates a force field around Superman to stop him. He tries to tell Superman that he is angry and hurt right now, but Superman insists to let him out. Green Lantern says he will only if he promises to talk first. But you know it's Superman. Before Green Lantern can say further, Superman breaks that force field and flies off to Gotham. Green Lantern again follows him, trying to stop him. Superman stops, turns around, and angrily shouts at Green Lantern. He challenges him, asking if he really thinks he can stop him, and questions how when the only thing he has is the most powerful weapon in the universe on his finger. Green Lantern says he doesn't want to use that, but all of a sudden Superman takes that ring off, and Green Lantern turns back to normal and goes back to the ground with the help of Superman. As he is on the ground, he tries to communicate with Batman, but Superman burns that off too, and tells Green Lantern not to do anything stupid that he'll regret for the rest of his life like he did. Superman leaves the scene. At Gotham Prison, Batman holds Joker by the collar. Joker mocks him, saying that someone once took everything from Batman too, and look at what he became, a restless figure filled with anger and violence. He wonders aloud what Superman will become, calling him a god who only thinks he's a man and questioning what he'll turn into next. Batman stays firm, thinking that there are things even Joker can't corrupt. Joker only smiles at him, finding him cute. All of a sudden, Gotham Prison's wall shatters as Superman enters. He pushes Batman to the other side, throwing the tables aside, and gets close to the Joker. He grabs Joker by the neck and impales him in the chest with his entire arm. The Joker dies with a smile on his face, while Batman looks on in horror. Meanwhile, far from the Justice League, in the Teen Titans family, they suffer a huge loss in this nuclear blast. Before the blast, in Metropolis City, Superboy, along with Beast Boy in his dog shape, were flying over the city heading to New York, talking about the best meatball subs there. Beast Boy thinks they should move faster because he is so damn hungry, and Superboy asks if he got all the Titans' orders, including Tim. To which Beast Boy murmurs that Superboy has asked about all the Titans, and with his concern, he doesn't think Red Robin is one of them. Superboy jokes about whether Beast Boy is pouting because Nightwing left to join the big Justice League, to which Beast Boy says it's not that big a league and that Nightwing is dead to him. With that, he urges Superboy to go faster because he just made a bet with Kid Flash that whoever gets there last will pay the money. Superboy then thinks of an idea and throws Beast Boy forward so he can transform into a bird and speed up. On the ground, they both see Kid Flash speeding toward New York, but all of a sudden, everything turns dark yellow. That's when Superman accidentally kills Lois Lane, and the bomb detonates. That nuclear blast immediately ends Kid Flash, while Superboy tries to hold Beast Boy and cover him as much as he can, but the radiation from the blast burns everything around them. Moments later, Superboy is riled up, his eyes wet with tears as he holds Beast Boy in human form lying lifeless in his arms, the city behind them completely destroyed. Meanwhile, at Titan's Tower in New York, the remaining Titans watch the news about the nuclear blast. Wonder Girl, Starfire, and Red Robin are all shocked to see what is going on. Without wasting a second, Starfire heads straight towards Superboy with Wonder Girl and Red Robin following her. As they reach Metropolis, they are heartbroken to see the lifeless body of Beast Boy. Starfire asks about Kid Flash, to which Superboy answers that he is gone. Back at Titan's Tower, Superboy sits in grief while the TV reporter shares the news that the death toll from the nuclear blast is approximately 11 million people. Wonder Girl sits next to Superboy, trying to comfort him. Meanwhile, Red Robin is continuously trying to contact Batman and the Justice League to counter this situation, but he isn't getting any responses. Starfire suggests they shouldn't just sit around and do nothing. Superboy then shouts at the news and tells them to shut the TV up. Red Robin comes close and asks Superboy what the plan is now, but Superboy doesn't respond. Wonder Girl thinks they have nothing, no place to start, no info about who did this. Just as they're talking, Nightwing enters the scene, telling them that he knows who did this. Starfire is surprised to see him there as Nightwing reveals it was Joker who caused all this. He explains that Joker tricked Superman into killing Lois, which ultimately set off the nuclear bomb. This information shocks Superboy. He gets up from his couch and asks if Joker is the one who killed Lois, Kid Flash, and Beast Boy. Nightwing puts a hand on his shoulder and stutters that it's not the only thing. Superman also killed the Joker. Superboy's eyes begin to well up. Superboy takes a deep breath and then flies off from the building as Wonder Girl tries to stop him, but Nightwing stops her, telling her to let Superboy go. Meanwhile, Starfire asks Nightwing to talk to her alone. Starfire then requests Nightwing to come back to the team as she doesn't believe Red Robin can lead under these conditions. She holds Nightwing's hand and says she also needs him back in the team, but Nightwing reminds her they both previously agreed that him leaving would be best for both of them. Starfire urges that it was before, and now the situation is different. Nightwing suggests the Titans should grieve for now and take care of Superboy, as he needs all of them. Starfire adds that's why Nightwing should stay, but Nightwing insists Batman needs him more than ever. He promises Starfire to keep her in the loop, and also advises her to keep the Titans out of anything involving Superman until she hears from him. With that, he leaves. Meanwhile, Superboy reaches the Fortress of Solitude to confront Superman and get answers. He tells Superman he heard about Lois, and that when the bomb blast happened, he was there too. He says he's sorry about Superman's loss, but also tells him that Beast Boy and Kid Flash didn't make it. He tried to save them but wasn't fast enough. They both died right in front of him. Superman sits with his head down, not responding or even moving a little. Superboy waits for Superman's response, then kneels in front of him and says he knows what it feels like to lose a wife and a child, but he really wants to ask why Superman killed the Joker. He starts raising his voice, saying Superman is everything to him, and he always wished that one day he could live up to him and really earn the right to wear his symbol. He adds with pain in his voice, "Now how am I supposed to wear this S on my chest?" With all these things said, he sees Superman not responding to any of it, so he leaves with a heavy heart while Superman watches him go with tears in his eyes. The next morning in New York, a funeral ceremony takes place. Superman stands before the world, declaring that the tragedy of the previous day must never happen again, and that monsters can no longer be allowed to roam free among them. As the Titans carry the wooden coffin and place it into a black hearse, he speaks firmly outside the memorial. In front of everyone, he calls for an immediate worldwide ceasefire, ordering all hostilities to end at once, warning that if they do not stop, he will stop them himself. For him, this marks the end. It is shown that Superboy is watching this quietly from the very top of a building. At Smallville, Kansas, Superboy gets home and talks about the ongoing situation with Ma and Pa Kent. He tells them how he always looked up to Superman for everything, but now it's all getting ruined. Pa reminds him that's only if he wants to believe it that way. Ma also reminds him that Clark was never perfect, whether he wants to believe it or not, but that's the truth. Superboy wonders if everyone is truly fine with what has happened. Ma Kent quietly explains that it is not their place to judge. She admits she cannot honestly say she would have reacted any differently if she were Superman, and the same thing had happened to her, to Clark, or even to Martha. No one can really say what they would do in that situation. Superboy then closes both hands and, with slight anger in his tone, reacts that Superman is supposed to be better than all of them. Martha Kent urges him that's not fair because he is only one man, to which Superboy exclaims that no, he is the Superman. Martha then tries to calm Superboy down, telling him that if he wants to have peace in his heart, he should find some way to forgive Superman. But Superboy stands up, slams his hand on the table, and refuses to do that. Superboy then walks out of his home. Martha asks where he's going, to which he says he has to stop Superman because he can't let him get away with this. Meanwhile, at Titan's Tower, the Titans family is tracking Superboy in case anything goes down. Suddenly, Wonder Girl alerts everyone that Superboy is on the move again, and she thinks he's going after Superman. Red Robin thinks he needs to call Nightwing and ask for help, but Starfire stops him, telling him Nightwing isn't going to help them. This shocks Red Robin, but Starfire tells him to trust her. With that, Starfire then asks Wonder Girl that they'll have to do this on their own, so what's on her mind? Wonder Girl flies off saying, "I'm going to follow. Stand by." She follows Superboy to the Fortress of Solitude. Upon reaching there, she sees Superboy creating a mess around like he's looking for something. She immediately calls out to him, reminding him that if he's looking for kryptonite, for his kind information, the Justice League purged that stuff years ago. This makes Superboy angry, as he already knows about that. Wonder Girl then asks what the hell he's looking for. Superboy reveals that he's looking for the only thing that can stop Superman. Upon Wonder Girl's asking how, he explains that he will send Superman someplace from where he can't escape. Superboy then yells at Wonder Girl to get the hell out of here before Superman comes down. But just then, Superman's voice bursts in, "Too late." Superman is there holding a Phantom Zone projector, the thing Superboy is looking for. Wonder Girl asks about that thing, to which Superman replies that Superboy wants to punish him by sending him into the Phantom Zone. Superman steps forward and faces Superboy, making it clear that he does not want to hurt him, but he will do whatever it takes to make sure there is never another Joker, not even if it means standing against Superboy. But things don't go that way as Superboy charges at Superman with full force without thinking about the result. He grabs Superman and crashes him into the wall, but soon after that, Superman gives a slight punch to Superboy, which really knocks him to the ground. Wonder Girl also tries to attack Superman in defense of Superboy, but Superman, with his super breath power, restricts her from coming toward him very easily. Superman then orders Superboy that he appreciates his efforts, but he can't win this fight. Superboy exclaims that if that's so, then Superman should kill him like he did the Joker, because he won't stop coming after him again and again. Just as Superman is about to take Superboy under control, Starfire bursts onto the scene, sending star bolts with full force at Superman, which slows him down for a little bit of time. Red Robin also comes with her. Starfire then tells Superboy that no matter what, they are together in this, and Red Robin reacts that Superboy should give the Titans a heads up next time. But Superman quickly recovers and interrupts the little talk of the Titans by throwing laser vision at Starfire and screaming that there won't be a next time because their playtime is now over. The Titans all together come at Superman as they try to hit and control him with their powers. Red Robin tells everyone to keep Superman busy and fighting while he goes to take the Phantom Zone projector, but as soon as he reaches to pick it up, he just can't lift it. Superman then reveals that the safety cap of that projector is around 100 tons. Superman has already taken down Starfire. He then grabs Wonder Girl and Superboy by their heads and smashes them together with full force, which knocks them both down. Superman then turns to Red Robin and tells him, "Bruce tells me you're a really bright kid, Tim, so I imagine you recognize just how pointless this is." Red Robin reacts that whether it's pointless or not, that wouldn't stop Bruce from coming after Superman, which Superman agrees with, but adds that the difference is that Batman always has a plan. From the back, Superboy jumps at Superman trying to land an attack, but Superman turns back and gives a mighty blow to Superboy, which really knocks him down. With that, Superboy just falls down, blood coming out of his mouth as all the Titan members look on, really concerned. Superman says sorry to Superboy. Wonder Girl, furious, asks Superman what he did to Superboy. Red Robin realizes that Superboy is bleeding badly inside. Superman quickly scans his body and explains to everyone in a serious tone that Superboy's sternum is broken. One of his ribs has pierced his heart, and he is losing blood fast. Wonder Girl pleads with Superman to take Superboy to the hospital and get him treatment, but Superman tells her that he won't make it to the hospital. Red Robin yells if he's really going to let Superboy die like this. Superman explains that the only way to save Superboy's life is by sending him into the Phantom Zone, a place that exists outside space and time. He says that once there, Superboy will turn into a psychic phantasm, and his fate will no longer be tied to his physical body. Red Robin then asks if, upon doing this, Superboy will be alive. Superman responds that he will do this under only one condition. Superman then discloses his terms. He can't risk that when he's doing important work. The Titans are working against him, which really distracts him from the job he has to do for now. So he needs all the Titan members to go along with Superboy into that Phantom Zone. Wonder Girl, without wasting a second, urges Superman to do it as they all agree to his terms. With that, Superman gets them all into the Phantom Zone through the Phantom Zone projector. Then he just leaves the Fortress of Solitude murmuring, "I am sorry, but I have a world to save for Lois."